Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here for another amazing season here with the Outcast Racing League, powered by Williamsburg Contracting and Shenco Custom Diecast. As these drivers ready to rock and roll, we get ready to jump right into the racing action here this evening. A huge shout out there for our promo video here at the start of the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys enjoyed that music, make sure you guys go and check out the artist who created all of the sounds here for our Outcast Racing League. It was Midland Struggler who made all of the soundtrack there for the ORL Promo video. He's a new talented artist. He only writes his own songs, but he plays every single instrument and records them. He's a master of them. He makes everything absolutely amazing. And a huge shout out there to Midland Struggler. You guys can check him out over on Spotify right now. You can find all of his music over there on Spotify. The link is in the description to find him over there on Spotify here. And again, a huge shout out there to Midland Struggler. And a huge shout out here to our newest sponsor here on the series, Williamsburg Contracting, coming on board, becoming part of the Outcast Racing family here. As these drivers out there on the racetrack right now, they are running some laps. They are getting ready to rock and roll here as qualifying underway. So they're laying down their quickest laps here on the evening, trying to lay down some very good cue times as they want to be able to start up and towards the front of the field. And let me tell you, we got a huge field of drivers, a lot of great drivers, a lot of fast cats here this evening, ready to rock and roll, ready to duke it out again. We got a lot of the same drivers that we saw here for weeks after weeks after weeks the last few seasons, and we got a bunch of new faces here in new places as well. Different race teams, different people working together. It's going to be interesting to see how all this is going to play out here in our first race of the year at the beautiful Auto Club Speedway here in the sunny California state as we get ready to rock and roll. Right now it's CJ Jeffries with the quick time here in qualifying. Casey Gross in second, Chris Muse up into third, Kurt Sponsler and Josh Bromfield. Good to have Bromfield back in action here, as well as Josh, currently the fifth quickest here in qualifying. We do see the 76 of Caleb McKinney out there in the Overton 76 ride. Al Reed back out there on the racetrack. A very familiar looking paint scheme here on the Land N Sea NSB Elite Sim Racing. The ZZX Digital ride rolling there in position number 6 as of right now. See the Lawrence Tech number 70 ride of Mike Killingbeck back in business. Johnny Thunders back out there as well. Beautiful looking ride as his Quantum Motorsports number 60 ride rolling there on the speedway, jumps up into position number 7 here on the speed charts. Lance Brantlinger out there as well in the Budweiser number 8 ride. Then we see Colton Manich out there as well in the 00. Colton Manich is going to jump up into position number 3 here in that Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast 00 ride. So up inside the top 3 now for Colton Manich on that last lap. We do see Jameson Heath out there on the speedway as well. He's in the 24 ride. The Velo Machine, the Chrome ride, rolling out there on the speedway. We see Tyler Humphrey back in action, as well as the Must Love Poodles ride rolling out there on the speedway. Robert Tuisku, good to see Tuisku back out there on the racetrack. The RT3 Design Elite Sim Racing ride jumping out onto the speedway here. Good to see Robert out there on the racetrack as well here for another amazing season here. It's season number 8. Best season yet, coming right at you here for the Outcast Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Is my boy Kevin Timmy. Kev coming in, smashing the thumbs up here on the broadcast. How are you, Kev? Kev coming in, showing the big love here in this one. It's always good to see Bubba up in the chat, cheering these drivers on, ready to see another amazing season of the Outcast Racing League as things are about to get underway. Qualifying coming to a close, and that means we'll get ready to rock and roll here with our main feature event. 110 laps of racing action here this evening for the first race of season number 8 here with the Outcast Racing League, powered by Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast, N Sea NSB, as we'll get ready to set these drivers loose. We'll get ready to go green flag racing here for the first race of this brand new season. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what you came here for. You came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we're going to get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to rock and roll. Is down pit side. These drivers getting loaded in behind our official iRacing pace car, and we'll get ready to set the scene. And starting in the pole position, he's not out there on the racetrack yet. It's CJ Jeffries will be starting in that pole position. To his outside in the Outcast Racing League, number 77, that is Casey Gross, starting there in P2. Colton Manich in the Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast, 00 ride will start there in position number 3. Chris Muse will be starting there in position number 4 in the 99 machine, as Muse out there on the speedway, going to be looking fresh and fast here on the racetrack, as well as all these drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle, and starting in position number 5, the NOS Energy number 49. It is Kurt Sponsler starting there in 5th. He's got Josh Bromfield in the Poor Boy number 12 ride, going to be starting there in that 6th position, as the Poor Boy Motorsports ride there in position number 6. The Velo number 24, Jameson Heath will start in 7th. And we see Al Reed in the Elite Sim Racing ZZX Digital number 3 ride, starting there in position number 8. Starting in position number 9 in the Peacemaker Gaming Quantum Motorsports, the Shenco Custom Diecast N Sea NSB number 60 right at Johnny Thunders will start there in 9th, and he's got the Overtons number 76 of Caleb McKinney rounding out our top 10 here in this one. Starting in position number 11, you see the beautiful Poor Boy Motorsports Peacemaker Gaming number 84 ride of Wayne Garland. To his outside in the 31 is the Peacemaker Gaming, beautiful looking ride right here, the Quantum Motorsports Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast number 31 ride of Adolfo Castillo, starting there in position number 12. Starting in position number 13 here on the speedway, it is the number, I believe it is the number 13 ride? No, the number 8 ride of Lance Brantlinger. Brantlinger will start there in 13th. To his outside will be the 70 ride, the Lord's Tech Machine of Mike Killingbeck. Then we see the number, let me double check it here. It's the number 9 of Tyler Humphrey and the Must Love Poodles number 9 ride, starting there in the 15th position. To his outside in the 13 ride, another beautiful looking paint scheme here for the Outcast Racing League, Williamsburg Contracting number 13 of James Garland. Then we find David Duran Jr. in the Napa Valvoline number 51, Chad Lancaster in the N Sea NSB number 02 ride, Kevin Kazar there in position number 19, Cameron Combs, Anthony Garland, Gary Wright, Robert Tuwiscu, and Dean Shaseby going to be bringing up the rear of the field here. Unfortunately for Dean, missing the start of this race, and he will start from down on pit road, as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. We are quickly back to green flag racing here with the Outcast Racing League, powered by Shenco Custom Diecast and Williamsburg Contracting, for our opening race here of season number 8. It's CJ Jeffries out in front, as he's got the JRC race cars. Shenco Custom Diecast, Williamsburg Contracting number 19 right out in front. His teammate right there behind him, Cole manages. They go 1 and 2 down into corner number 3, as these drivers spread out 2, 3, 4 wide here throughout the field. These guys put on a heck of a show already for us. Drivers trying to move themselves up and through the field, as the 76 of Caleb McKinney up 3 spots here on our opening lap, but it's CJ Jeffries leading lap number 1 here in the start of this season. So CJ Jeffries getting things kicked off here in the right way, as 1 and 2 on the speedway for the Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast rides here this evening. But here comes Casey Gross. Casey looking very, very fast in the Outcast Racing League number 77 ride, as he's going to work down to the middle lane here. The Quantum Motorsports Peacemaker Gaming number 77 rolling here in third, as Chris Muse and Jameson Heath right there behind him. Is a new looking paint scheme here as well for the number 99 ride as well. Different looking paint scheme for the Fast Track number 99 of Chris Muse here this evening. We are used to seeing this number 99 ride in the the silver bullet out there on the speedway. Usually seeing him in a Carl Edwards throwback paint scheme, but not this evening. Supporting the cause and got some of his sponsors here on the side of that car. And right now the Fast Track Automotive LLC number 99 ride up into position number 3. He's not done yet. He's looking to the outside now of the 19 ride of CJ Jeffries, as Colton Manich is able to jump up and take this race lead away. So Colton Manich now to the point here at Auto Club Speedway as the Shenco Custom Diecast 00 ride now to the point here in our opening race of the season. Jeffrey trying to hang on to position number 2 as Chris Muse trying to get wound up here on the outside lane. More drivers moving themselves up and through the field. You see the Quantum number 31 ride, the Peacemaker Gaming number 31 of Adolfo Castillo. He's up 4 spots already in this race, up into position number 8 here on the speedway. Right there to his inside is that 84. A beautiful looking paint scheme here again for Wayne Garland as he jumps up now into that 8th spot. He's looking for position number 7 as Kurt Sponsler in the Elite Sim Racing number 49 working there to his outside. You can throw a blanket over these drivers 2 by 2 by 2 right here just inside and outside of our top 10. A little farther back there, you see David Durant Jr. trying to work himself through. He makes contact. Around goes Mike Killingbeck. Killingbeck goes for a loop-de-loop down and out of quarter number 2. No caution flag on the speedway. Oh, brother, this is not how Killingbeck wanted to get his night and his season underway, but luckily enough, doesn't look like too much damage for either of these competitors. The Valvoline Napa Camaro just gets in there a little bit too low, a little bit too quick, makes contact there with that left rear quarter panel of the 70 ride and spins. The Williamsburg Contracting Lawrence Tech number 70 ride around and no caution flag, so he's going to end up being scored now way back here in the field. The 70 ride of Killingbeck now back in 23rd. He's not in the last place spot as Dean Shasby in this 52, the Sim Racing Dad Toyota, rolling back here in position number 24 after missing the start of this race. Had to start from down pit road and unfortunately having to start pit side, having to go down pit road speed to the end of pit road as everyone else is going up through the gears with the green flag, as he was not allowed to leave his pit box until that green flag was thrown. And unfortunately, as he rolls back out onto the racetrack, he is a lot of seconds back here, almost 15 seconds between himself and our 23rd place driver, Mike Killingbeck. As Killingbeck back here in 23rd is almost at the rear of the field, but Dean Shasby's got to be careful here as he's got about 25 seconds between himself and our race leaders, as here comes Jameson Heath. Heath looking for a big run as the Velo Machine up into position number 2 now. He's come out of nowhere, the Chrome Ride, making his name known here this evening as he is all over the back bumper of our race leader, Colton Manich, and he's looking for the race lead down here through quarter number 1 and out of quarter number 2, the 24, with a big run here through those quarters, and he'll slide up and in front of the 00. So move Jameson Heath now to the front of the field, but Colton Manich says, I'm not done yet. I want to stay here at the front of the field. The All-Seeing Motorsports Shenco Custom Diecast Williamsburg Contracting ride door to door here with Jameson Heath down and out at quarter number 4. They're going to drag race back to the start finish line. A little bit of a side draft. No, he's going to be able to clear him. So the 24 of Jameson Heath now to the front of the field here in the Outcast Racing League opener here for season number 8. Casey Gross still having a great run there in that 3rd position. Chris Muse back there in position number 4 and looking for more. Having a good drive so far in this one is the 19 ride of CJ Jeffries. He slid back a couple spots but trying to keep those tires underneath of him. The JRC race cars number 19 ride there in the 5th position as Caleb McKinney back there behind him, and David Durant Jr. trying to work himself up and through the field as we see our first caution flag of the season. Our first caution flag of the year is going to be displayed here. And it looks like Lance Brantlinger gonna get collected here in this one. Some tight racing out there on the racetrack. The 8 right down low. They're 3 wide off the corner here. And oh, there's contact up on the high side here. If you take a look at that very beautiful multicolored number 31 here, he's actually going to come down the racetrack. That's Adolfo's going to go up the track here. The 49 there, Kurt Sponsler to his outside. They're going to run out of room up against the outside fence. They're going to make a little bit of contact, and I think that just gets this 31 right, just bent out of shape, shoves him down the racetrack. Unfortunately for the 8 machine of Lance Brantlinger, nowhere for him to go. He's just an innocent bystander chilling down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. He gets pretty heavy contact there between him and the 31, and you see this 31 trying to keep the car pointed in the right direction, washes back up the racetrack, just narrowly avoids James Garland, and then nowhere to go here for Kazar. Kazar head on into him in the Shenco Custom Diecast Williamsburg Contracting number 28 ride. Heavy damage there for that 28 machine. Let's see if we can play this one back and take another look at it, as man, that was a very, very tough break for this 28 ride. Just kind of rolling back here, saving his equipment and trying to stay out of trouble. Unfortunately, trouble finds him as we'll jump right onto the helmet cam here with Kazar. As Kazar in this number 28 ride, nice and easy, down through corner 1 and 2. He sees the contact here in front of him. The cars go down the racetrack. He's hoping to stay clean and green here. Sees the 31 come back up in front of him, and by the time he decides to try to get down low or anything else, the 31 parked basically right there in front of him. Nowhere for him to go, and that's a tough break right there for that number. 31, and a tough break for the 28 right there. See if we can get another look here at Lance Brantlinger as he gets the contact here out of that 31 right down the racetrack. I'm not sure if he makes contact with that inside wall. He does make hard contact there with that inside fence as well. So Lance Brantlinger might be one of the first drivers out of this race. His heavy contact here. It looked innocent enough, just a little bit of contact here, but right where it was when these drivers are on the throttle trying to pick up speed, he could not get this car checked up in time, and hard into that inside fence there for Lance Brantlinger. Let's see if we can jump on board here with this number 8 ride, as he's just down here, minding his own business, trying to stay clean and green out there on the racetrack down low. Then all of a sudden, bam! Gets sideswiped down the racetrack, and oh man, hard hit down into the inside wall. You hear the bottom end of that motor fall out of it, so heavy damage there for him as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back. The green flag racing is out in front. It's the 24 of Jameson Heath who leads the way here in this one. Casey Gross there in second, with CJ Jeffries now up into third. Chris Muse and Tyler Humphrey are top 5 here on the Speedway, with Caleb McKinney, Wayne Garland, Kurt Sponsler, Josh Bromfield, and Cameron Combs rounding out our top 10 as the Rockstar Pure Zero Camaro rolling here in position number 10 now. So good to see Cameron Combs back out there on the racetrack. Good to see Josh Bromfield back out here as well. And don't look now, as there's Anthony Garland there as well, now trying to work himself up and inside the top 10 on the Speedway, as different pitch strategies for a lot of these drivers has this field pretty mixed up. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to stay at the front of the field, who's going to be able to run laps here at the front, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Hamiltron coming in, showing the love. What's good, Hamiltron coming in, showing the love here in this one. Says no comments first. You're the first one over on YouTube, brother. First one over there on YouTube. Not a commentive, chat right now. So, we got to get those comments flying. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button. Let us know who you're cheering for up in the comment section right now. As DC Cameron says, go number 24. Hamiltron says, let's go. CJ says, no, Little Kev, unfortunately, got some pretty good damage there in that one, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, ready to go back. The green flag racing is my boy Dustin Batten coming in as well, showing the love over there on Facebook, trying to do the exclamation mark followage. You got to do exclamation mark followage, Dustin, over there on the FB channel. It's Anne-Marie Davis says, let's go, number 13. I love you, as we see the caution flag come right back out. Here's the 00 ride of Colton Manage, very loose here through the Geico restart zone. He's going to go around. Johnny Thunder's going to get a piece of that as well, but we do go right back to the caution flag here off our first restart of the evening, and cautions breeding cautions. Watch this 0-0 ride. He's the Brick Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast ride. He's about the 5th car on the outside lane here in this one, and he gets to the back bumper of the 15 ride. Big head of steam, a good jump, and then things kind of get stacked up right there. He gets loose, trying to stay put in the right direction. Unfortunately, goes around right in front of that 60 ride. Oh, man, heavy contact there as well. Again, for Lance Brantlinger, nowhere to go here as Johnny Thunder sees it happening. He tries to get onto the binders. Unfortunately, he couldn't get checked up quick enough. He gets into the side of that 0-0, up into the outside fence, and then you see Manich come back down the racetrack right into the lap there of Lance Brantlinger, and his good night going bad in a quick hurry here as quite a bit of contact, quite a bit of damage here for all these drivers. See that 0-0 ride going around again. 60 getting into him, and then right down the track. Here comes Lance. Bam! Smashes right into the side of him. Let's see if we can jump on board here once again with Mr. Brantlinger, as, man, he has definitely had no luck here the last few laps on the speedways. He's at the back of the pack. He's gotten that car repaired, trying to get back up through the gears here. He's just down low, trying to keep himself out of trouble, and all of a sudden that 0 ride rushing down the racetrack there. He cannot avoid him, and heavy damage again for that 8 machine. Not the way he wanted things to get started here this year, as now you see Colton Manich back down pit side. Lance Brantlinger down there trying to get that car repaired once again, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing's Anne-Marie Davis coming in, says, let's go, number 13. Love you cheering him on out there. Is Derek Cat with the like on the stream. Johnny Nolan with the thumbs up here, as well as CJ Jeffries with the share on the broadcast. James Garland coming in with the like on the stream, and Anne-Marie Davis coming in with that heart reaction is my boy Dustin. Yeah, it's exclamation mark followage. There you go, brother. There you go. Exclamation mark followage. That gets you. And trust me, Facebook, not all the time, is very accurate. I know you follow me for a lot longer than 248 days. Sometimes they just lie. Sometimes Facebook just lies. Unfortunately, we can't always get a truthful, followage amount for the for the followers thing over there on FB. Sometimes it's pretty accurate, but sometimes when the notifications get turned off and you turn them back on, it kind of like resets that as well. It kind of messes things up. But I mean, I've been part of the Dirt Clash Super Street Series now for what, 2 years now? Something like that. It's got to be like 2 years now since we've been working together, Dustin. And I know you followed me since then, so you got to be like 700 days, something like that. 700, 800 days of being a follower here on Peacemaker Gaming, easily, as we'll get them ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing as Hurtis McKinney, hopefully I'm saying that right, Hurtis McKinney Jr. coming in, says go number 76, cheering on Caleb McKinney out there on the racetrack. Caleb up inside the top 5 here, as DC Cameron says go Heath, cheered on Mr. Jameson Heath at the front of the field. And right now Jameson's looking very good, very fast here in this one, as Lance says, please tell me who can have the worse luck than me. This is unbelievable. Lance, brother, that's what we were saying, man. That's what we were saying. You have had the worst luck so far in this race, hands down. Just 2 times now getting taken out. You had nowhere to go, no recollection of what was even happening to your outside there. Down at a corner number 2, slammed into the side of, down the racetrack hard into the inside wall, and then there on that restart, back of the pack, just trying to get up through the gears and into the speed there. You're off the throttle, just cruising, expecting everyone to kind of stay up on the high side of the racetrack, and then all of a sudden, here comes that 0-0 right in front of you and right into your lap. And of course, again, more contact there for you. And now we see you down pit side getting heavy repairs done to this 8 ride. Obviously already using that quick repair from the first wreck this evening, and now having the crew thrash away, trying to get this 8 ride back out there, and unfortunately going to be down there for quite a little while. as Chris Poor, hopefully I'm saying that right. I don't know if the E makes it different or anything. Chris, you'll have to let me know up there in the YouTube chat as Chris says, let's go number 9. Cheered on the 9 ride here this evening. And Tyler Humphreys, the must-love Poodles. Number 9 ride up inside the top 10 here. Tyler Humphrey having himself a great day is down through the Geico restart zone. We are back to Green Flag Racing here with the Outcast Racing League, powered by Williamsburg Contracting and Shenco Custom Diecast in N Sea NSB. As out in front, Jameson Heath with a great restart there. Okay, perfect, Chris. I want to make sure I don't want to get your guys' names wrong too many times up there in the chat. You never know how somebody could say, you know, a name completely different. Trust me, I get last names wrong 99% of the time, so I'm glad I got that one right. It's Jameson Heath out in front, leading the way. He's got CJ Jeffries and Chris Muse back there behind him in position number 3. Caleb McKinney now up into position number 4 and looking for more, but here comes Tyler Humphrey. Humphrey right there ready to bounce here as he's looking to the inside of that 76 ride, trying to put himself up inside the top 4 here himself. Is now the 77 of Casey Gross slides outside the top 5. He's back into that 6th position as Wayne Garland right here behind him, and here comes Cameron Combs in that number 15, and look at the gaggle of cars back here. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Some big runs, some big movers up and through the field, and one of them being our 10th place driver here. The Outcast Racing League number 81 is the Poor Boy Motorsports number 81 of Anthony Garland. Garland up and into position number 9 here on the speedway as he works down to the inside of Chad Lancaster. As Lancaster in that N Sea NSB Quantum Motorsports number 02 ride. They got David Duran Jr. right there behind him. Al Reed, Robert Tuiscu right there as well. As we do see Reed get up into the outside fence. The 02 gets loose though. He's going to slide back a few spots as he loses a ton of momentum down the back straightaway. Going to fall in line right here in front of Mike Killingback and the 31 of Adolfo Castillo. As there's the NAS Energy Elite Sim Racing number 49 of Kurt Sponsler, and that number 16 as the beautiful recycling number 16 ride there of Gary Wright. In that 17th position, the Sim Racing Dad ride, the 52 of Dean Shakespeare there in 18th. And we see James Garland back there in position number 19 on the speedway. Johnny Thunder's Kevin Kazar in that 28 run, still at the front end damage here, rolling on the speedway, scored in the 21st position. Then we see Josh Bromfield now back in 22nd on the speedway, and the 00 of Colton Manich back here in 23rd. Manich is currently being scored the first car 1 lap down on the speedway, so he's looking for a couple caution flags and maybe a couple wave rounds to get himself back onto the lead lap as he is in that lucky dog position. How good things were starting to look very good here for that 00 ride. Leading laps early in this race, was off to a hot start here on the evening, and then that restart unfortunately having issues going around. Hard contact into the outside fence, hard contact with Johnny Thunders, and the 8 ride of Lance Brantlinger now have Colton Manich stuck back here in that 23rd position, and he is quite a bit off the pace from the rest of the field. Everyone else running 39 or 40 second lap times here. This number 00 is currently running a 43.11, so he's about 2 or 3 seconds slower than the rest of the field right now, and unfortunately he may be at risk of going even more laps down if he stays at this pace, as obviously still needs more work done to that Williamsburg Contracting 00 ride. Is out in front, it's Jameson Heath leading the way here. Heath out in front, and now Caleb McKinney up into position number 2. Tyler Humphrey there in 3rd as the 9 ride in that 3rd position. Casey Gross and Cameron Combs now our top 5 here on the speedway. Wayne Garland there in position number 6. We do have the in-car camera here for this number 84 ride. Let's see if we can get a good look here at Wayne Garland in behind the wheel of this number 84. See if this works. I may have to get another camera angle for him, as I do know he was in here and then dropped it. Let's get another camera angle here of this number 84 right of Wayne Garland. Now I do believe this is Wayne Garland. Unfortunately, I don't know which driver's which there in the Discord, but we will get a look right here. And There we go. There we go. 2 games back-to-back for my big ass. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's a tough one for you right there. As my boy Dustin says, about to head out and play some softball. Let's go, brother. And back-to-back games out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Good luck out there. Hit the ball hard and have some fun playing some softball here on this beautiful Sunday evening. As you get a great look right there at Wayne Garland out there on the racetrack. Let's see if we can jump right on board here with this number 84 as the Outcast Racing League machine up and inside the top 10 on the Speedway, looking to try to put himself up inside the top 5. Wayne has had a very good, solid run so far here this evening, as we've seen a lot of drivers work themselves towards the front of the field. A lot of drivers fall back here throughout the field, and I think a lot of that's going to be due to, different strategies out here on the Speedway, and that's going to play a major factor in this race. When you come down pit side, when you stay out there on the Speedway, maybe a little bit longer, short pitting or long pitting here, trying to save fuel, trying to save tires, maybe have that extra set behind pit wall late in this race could be a big difference maker between picking up a win or not here this evening. So it'll be interesting to see how all the strategy will play out here in our first race of the season for the Outcast Racing League, as we're still early in this one. Only 25 laps being completed here, this time by the start-finish line. Lap 25 off the board. Lap 26 will go up onto the scoreboard here, meaning that we still have an abundance of laps here on the night. A lot of laps, 85 laps still left to go here, but we do see that caution flag fly. So the caution flag going to come back out here in this one. I do believe that is the end of stage number 1. So drivers earning themselves some stage points, putting themselves into good positions here. Up and through the top 10 will earn themselves a little bit of extra points here. That'll go a long way in the season. All these extra points, it could be a big difference maker between, making the playoffs, not making the playoffs, or being that car out in front like Jameson Heath to be able to pick up our first stage here on the evening. So Jameson Heath picking up stage win number 1 here on the season. He's going to get that extra playoff point and all the extra points to go towards that championship hunt here this evening, as Heath at the front of the field. Caleb McKinney back there in second. Tyler Humphrey in third. Casey Gross, Cameron Combs, our top 5 here in stage number 1. Wayne Garland there in 6 with David Duran Jr., Anthony Garland, Al Reed, and Chris Muse, our top 10 here in the first stage of the season. So we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to battle here in just a few more moments. We'll get ready to see these drivers duke it out and go to battle here in this one, as a lot of drivers working themselves up through the field. A lot of drivers following back here, as right now we see some pretty good hard chargers up and through our top 10. Cameron Combs up 14 positions. Tyler Humphrey up 12 spots. David Durant Jr. up 11 positions, as well as Anthony Garland up 13 spots here in that 8th position. So these guys have been working themselves up and through the field, and as drivers work themselves towards the front of the pack, that means other drivers, unfortunately, falling back. We look back here at CJ Jeffries outside the top 10, now being scored in that 14th position for our pole sitter. Kurt Sponsler started up in the top 5 here, now finds himself back in 16th. And you take a look at Josh Bromfield down 16 positions. Colton Manich down 20. The 24 rider Lance Brantlinger back there in 24th, as I do believe Colton Manich going to stay out on the racetrack looking for the wave around here and getting that free pass. So Colton Manich, I do believe, will work himself either back onto the lead lap or potentially be in that car that's 1 lap down there. I'm not sure how many laps down he was, but we do know that Dean Shakespeare, first car out of pit lane here. So Shakespeare first car out, and we see Casey Gross, Cameron Combs, Chris Muse, Anthony Garland, our top 5 here on the restart. Adolfo Castillo, Caleb McKinney there in position number 7. Jameson Heath will restart back here in the 8th spot with Tyler Humphrey behind him in 9th, and David Duran Jr. back in position number 10. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to rock and roll here in just a few more moments. We'll get ready to get these drivers out there onto the speedway. We'll see if we can jump up into the Discord here and see if we can pull in our Stage 1 winner, Jameson Heath, here for a little in-race interview. Let's see if we can get Heath up and into the booth. We'll have to take a look here through some of these. Let me see here. There we go. Let me see if we can get, let's see if we can get them up here. Hey, Jameson, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth to get a copy. Hey, Jameson, it's Aaron up here in the booth to get a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Jameson, man, what a run, what a drive here in stage number 1 of the Outcast Racing League Season 8 opener here at Auto Club Speedway, man. Take us back through this one and how you got this 24 ride up to the front of the field, and how does it feel to be able to pick up that first stage win of the season?
It feels good. I feel really comfortable around Auto Club. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks. A lot of aggressive racing. Feel really comfortable. So I feel like I can get the win tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you back under green flag action and battling here once again on the Speedway. Jameson, congratulations on picking up that first stage win here of the season, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth maybe a couple more times here this evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Jameson Heath. Is Jameson picking up stage win number 1 here this evening. A great run and a great drive right there for that number 24 ride. We'll see if he can work himself back up to the front of the field, as right now he is currently in the 7th position here for this restart. So we'll see if he can work himself back to the front of the field as Casey Gross, Cameron Combs, 1 and 2 on the Speedway. We will get ready to go back to green flag racing. Is down through the Geico restart zone. Casey Gross in the Quantum Motorsports Outcast Racing League. Shenco Custom Diecast, Williamsburg Contracting, Peacemaker Gaming number 77. We'll see that green flag fly here once again this evening. So quickly, Casey Gross back onto the lap pedal, looking to try to open up a little bit of an advantage between himself and Cameron Combs. But Combs right there, going to cross him over down through 1 and 2. They're going to drag race down the back straightaway. So Cameron Combs rolling there in position number 2, looking to take this race lead away from that 77 of Casey Gross. Gross up on the high side. Cameron Combs down low, looking to slide up here and clear that 77. He is going to get a perfect 3 and 4 and put himself to the front of the field. So Cameron Combs, our new race leader here in season number 8 of the Outcast Racing League. We knew it wouldn't take long to see that rock star Pure Zero number 15 machine at the front of the field, and Cameron Combs right there leading the way. He's able to lead that lap, but now already back under attack as Casey Gross working back down low here to his inside. Here comes Chris Muse in the 99, the 81 of Anthony Garland right there, as well as the 24 of Jameson Heath and Gail McKinney. They're trying to track down our front 4 here in a quick hurry as Heath. Oh, baby, look out! Heath almost going around very loose off the front bumper of that 76, and Caleb McKinney out at quarter number 4. Somehow or another, he's able to keep that car pointed in the right direction, keeps that car rolling as he's up here in position number 8 now, sliding backwards, looking to try to get this car back under control, pointed back in the right direction, see if he can work himself back up there to try to make some moves here again to get back to the front of the field. Gonna fall right in line here in front of Wayne Garland as he's gonna have Robert Tuiscu right there in front of him, but out in front it's Cameron Combs who continues to lead the way. So Combs at the front of the field here in our first race of the season for the Outcast Racing League, powered by Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast, and N Sea NSB here this year. As out in front, Combs looking to try to open up that lead, but Casey Gross keeping the pressure right there on his back bumper as we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. Crank it up, ladies and gentlemen, as we will get it cranked up here tonight in this one. Is my boy Casey Duran coming in with that heart reaction on the broadcast. How are you, Casey? Casey coming in showing the love here in this one. What is good, my boy, coming in showing the love here this evening. As man, what a run and what a race so far, and this is a great time for us to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. caution flag on the speedways. Wayne Garland goes for a ride down through the infield. Heavy contact with the outside fence here. He's going to get this car rolling once again, but that caution flag will be displayed for the car that spins down at a corner number 4. We'll take a look back and see what happened here to bring this caution flag out. He's got the 9 ride of Tyler Humphrey right there to his inside, right there on that left rear quarter panel, and unfortunately they make a little contact here. Nowhere to go for the 9 riders. Let's see if we can get another look at this one. Get another angle, another view here. See what happens between these two drivers out there on the speedway. Is Wayne gonna get up here just a little bit too far? Pancakes that outside fence, then comes down the racetrack, makes that contact over the nose of the must-love Poodles number 9 rider Tyler Humphrey. Humphrey nowhere to go, gonna help him go around as the 84 goes for a couple loop-de-loops down and into the infield grass here on the front straightaway at Auto Club Speedway. Unfortunately, quite a bit of damage there for the Poor Boy Motorsports. Outcast Racing League number 84 of Wayne Garland. Let's see if we can play this back again, get another look at this one. Let's see if we can jump right on board here with this number 84 as he makes a big run, makes a big drive here to be able to get in front of that number 9 ride. Then just, man, unfortunately, not the spot you want to be, not the spot you want to put yourself into the outside fence there. Pancakes sitting right over the nose of that 9 ride. Really nowhere to go here for Tyler Humphrey as he's going to get the best seat in the house at this one as he's going to see this one happen. He's the 84. Watch up the racetrack a little bit more. He's going to work down low, then bounces off that fence right down over top the nose of that 9 ride. Doesn't look like too much damage for the 9 machine, as we will see the pace car back out there on the speedway as caution flag number 4, I do believe, flying here on the evening. Albert Anderson. Albert coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Mr. Anderson? Albert coming in, some mashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't yet, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to get a word in from our sponsors over at N Sea NSB. Alrighty, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here this evening for our season opener. The Outcast Racing League, powered by Shenco Custom Diecast and our beautiful sponsors over at Williamsburg Contracting coming on board with us here for this amazing new season. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, giving up for all these drivers a beautiful crank it up session right there, giving us a good look at the sights and sounds around Auto Club Speedway right there. We may take another short break in a little while here and give you guys another good look at all of these cars out there on the racetrack in the sights and sounds, as another crank it up later in this evening is bound to happen as we go back to Green Flag Racing. The green flag back out into the air here for the number 3 of Al Reed. Reed with a great restart down through the Geico restart zone as Jameson Heath looking down to his inside. Caleb McKinney trying to work himself into third here as the Overton 76 ride up into that third spot. Now has Cameron Combs and Tyler Humphrey right there trying to work themselves away around that 76 ride. Casey Gross right there as well, the outside of the top 5, looking insane with that 6 ride of Robert Tuisku. Good to see Robert back out there onto the racetrack in the 51 ride of David Duran Jr. Gonna make some contact. Tuisku and the 51 come together right there. Now to corner number 4, somehow or another, we do not see the caution flag right there. That was a scary one. I don't know how we did not see the caution flag between these two drivers as they make contact right here. You see the 6 ride bent out of shape here, comes back down over the nose of the 51. We just saw that, and you see the 9 ride getting a little contact there as well, but somehow or another, all of these competitors able to keep themselves pointed in the right direction here, even down through the grass. These guys do a great job and keep us under the green flag conditions here in this one, man. A great piece of driving by the 51 of David Duran Jr., by that number 6 of Robert Tuiscu, and the number 9 ride of Tyler Humphrey. Did not have issues right there, as here you go. You do see that number 19, CJ Jeffries, trying to work himself back up through the field here. CJ there in position, number 6. He's got John Bromfield working right here behind him, and slowly but surely working himself back up through the field is that Williamsburg Contracting Racing number 00 ride of Colton Manich, as the racing ride there of the Williamsburg Contracting All-Seeing Motorsports 00 ride back up inside the top 10. So he was able to get those lucky dogs and put himself back onto the lead lap, and that's exactly where he wants to be. As right now we do see the 28 ride of Kevin Kazar is the last lead lap driver here on the racetrack in the Shenco Custom Diecast number 28 ride, as Adolfo Castillo had to come down pit road here. Green flag pit stop for the number 31 ride, and he is unfortunately quite a few laps down now in this 31 machine, the Quantum Motorsports Shenco Custom Diecast Peacemaker Gaming number 31 ride. Not the start to the season that he was hoping for. And for Lance Brantlinger, multiple laps down as well for the Budweiser number 8 ride, as he rolls out here on the Speedway, currently in the 24th position after Brantlinger was able to pick up the championship in season number 7. The 8 ride getting no love and no luck here tonight in this one, as the new season getting underway, and unfortunately, his win last season in picking up the championship not going to start him out in the great way here tonight, but he's got a lot of races left in front of him to try to repeat and try to pick up back-to-back championships here in the Outcast Racing League. So a huge shout out there to our season winner last season, season 7 championship, going to that 8 ride of Lance Brantlinger. Huge shout out to him, but right now he's got contact in front of him. Oh, he's able to avoid it. He got a little luck right there, but the caution flag back out on the speedway. Robert Tuiscu collected in this one. We also saw the 84 of Wayne Garland getting some contact there, and a few other drivers of James Garland also getting collected in that one. Quite a bit of damage, quite a bit of contact there for that 13 ride, as well as caution flag to come back out here, as it looks like the Garlands coming together here off of corner number 4. They're racing a little deeper in the field right here. And unfortunately, yeah, it looks like Wayne Garland kind of comes down a little bit. The 13 kind of coming up just ever so slightly. Nonetheless, they run out of room there. They make contact. They wash up the racetrack hard into the side of Mike Killingbeck. Killingbeck with a ton of damage as the 13 bounces off the 84 on the outside wall. He comes in and collects that 6 rider, Robert Tuiscu, who's going to go for a couple loop-de-loops. He's going to get some damage with the outside fence here as well in the Elite Sim Racing ride. And you see this number 16 of Gary Wright trying to get right on through there, luckily enough able to avoid it, and a couple other drivers also just being able to squeeze through that one. As take a look here at Lance Brantlinger. Brantlinger is going to get a great look at this one, as he's currently scored in that last place position. Hasn't had any luck here this evening. We were just talking about him there as this caution flag was happening, and luckily enough he's able to avoid another wreck here on the speedway, but it was probably a little bit too close for comfort for him, as I'm sure he did not want to see that one. As see if we can take a look here from the 16 of Gary Wright. Is Wright sliding into this as well, sees that contact here in front of him. He's on the throttle, still on the throttle, and he's just going to kind of find a hold right there and avoid it, and luckily enough keep himself out of trouble right there. The caution flag going to come back out here in this one. So we'll stack them up, rack them up, get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again, as Holly Garland. Holly coming in, showing the love here with the heart reaction on the broadcast. Nelson Johns coming in with that like on the stream as well. How are you, Nelson? Nelson coming in, showing the love here this evening. Holly, hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Sunday here, as well as we'll get these drivers ready to rock and roll and ready to go back to battle here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, though, if you haven't already, please make sure you do us a favor. Hit the like button on the broadcast. Hit that share button. Hit that follow and or subscribe button if you're new here to Peacemaker Gaming. Every single like, comment, share, and new subscriber helps pull the stream in for more and more viewers, and that's exactly what we want to do. We want to get a lot of viewers up here into the streams watching and cheering on these drivers and showing them that they are some of the best in the business to do it here in iRacing. So make sure you guys show the love here and cheer on your favorite drivers up in the comment section as we'll get ready to set them back loose. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a couple more moments as the lights are still on the official iRacing pace car. Now the big question is going to be is do you come down pit side? Do you stay out there? What do you do here? Where do you go? How do you attack the rest of this race, knowing that you could potentially, you know, be in a good position right now, but give that up with a couple bad calls and a couple mistakes out there on the speedway? As Rusty Martin, my boy Rusty, coming in, showing the love, says, my brother Aaron, what's good, bud? What's good, my dude? What's good with you, Rusty? You know what's good here. It's nothing but good, hard racing here on Peacemaker Gaming, and that's exactly what we like to see here on Peacemaker Gaming, my boy, is, you know, we're dressing to impress here on the stream. You know, we got the first race of the season here for the Outcast Racing League, powered by Williamsburg Contracting and Shenco Custom Diecast, and these guys are putting on one heck of a show here for all the fans in the stands here this evening. As Rusty says, yes sir, yes sirski, you know it, brother, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments. Now, I'm not sure when stage number 2 is actually going to come to an end. I'm not sure if it's lap number 50, potentially lap number 60. This may be the end of stage number 2 here. I'm not 100% positive on when it actually ends. The schedule doesn't show me stage breaks here for the season right now. I see we're at Auto Club for 110 laps, but I don't see the stage breaks in there. So we'll have to see if we can get a write-up here, maybe week after week, on what our stage breaks will be here for each of these races. And right now, we do not have that privilege, but we'll get ready to set these drivers back loose. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments. The action is about to come right back at you here as the lights are off the official iRacing pace car. We're going to get ready to send these drivers back loose. As Slingshot Sim Racing says, some great guys over here at ORL. Yeah, man, there's some great guys here. A lot of great, fierce competitors, man, and they're ready for another big season here as our opening race underway. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Lap number 50 up onto the board. So 50 laps in and 60 lap shootout here to finish things off here this evening with the Outcast Racing League. As the 3 ride of Al Reed at the front of the field, the man from Ireland here in position number 1. He's got Cameron Gomes right there behind him in position number 2. Then we see Jameson Heath trying to work himself back up into third here as he works to the inside of the 76 of Caleb McKinney. And you see David Durant Jr. with a big run in the Valvoline Napa Auto Parts number 51 ride as he works the outside lane here as new green line around the speedway. Drivers up and down throughout the field as you do see that 0-2 of Chad Lancaster right there putting on a good race for us. And he's got the N Sea NSB Quantum Motorsports number 02 ride here in position number 7 on the speedway. But we're going to go right back to the caution flag here. This caution flag going to come right back out. I do believe this caution flag will be for the end of stage number 2. So they ran it right down to the end of lap number 50. So stage number 2 is going to be displayed. No incidents here, no drivers going around. Things were clean and green there. So stage number 2 going to come to a close, and it's Al Reed picking up the stage win here in this one. So a big run, a big drive there for Al Reed as he picks up stage win number 2 here on the opening race of the season. We'll get ready to pull Al up here into the broadcast booth as, oh man, it's always fun to listen to Al up here into the booth, man. The accent really makes things that much funner for us up here in the booth, trying to decipher exactly what he's trying to pronounce out there on the racetrack. Let's see if we can find this number 3 machine here and pull him up into the broadcast booth here. Let's see here. We're going to have to try to move him a couple times. Yeah, is no open lobby I can pull him into here, so that's an unfortunate break as, yeah, we're going to have to move him up a couple times here. Hey, Al, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Come on, Aaron. How are you getting on?
Not too bad, brother. How are you this evening?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Right? ESR getting the 1-2 here on stage at the minute. I'm loving it.
Absolutely 1-2 here at the end of stage number 2, and you're able to pick up your first stage win of this season, man. Another amazing season getting underway here for the Outcast Racing League. Once again, we see you in that CZX Digital number 3 ride, looking fresh as always out there on the speedway, and right there in the middle of things, right in the thick of the competition here, man. Take us back through, you know, the opening couple stages here. You know, what's kind of your game plan? How are you going to attack this final, you know, 60 laps of this race?
Don't really know, to be honest. I was just trying to save a bit at the start, but man, I got to give that to Cam, man. Cam like put me into a team practice session during the week, and he was telling me lines to run. He was telling me when to lift, when to brake. It was amazing, and you just see it there. It paid off. Like myself and Cam got the 1-2 there for the stage. So a lot of that's down to Cam. So I appreciate Cam for that one.
Absolutely. Teamwork makes the dream work out there on the speedway now. A little bit longer of a pit stop there. Obviously getting new tires put onto that 3 machine. A lot of drivers playing different strategies here to really mix things up. Al, how do you feel trying to work yourself back up through the field here, and what do you think your chances are of being back up here in the broadcast booth at the end of the night?
Slim. I don't know, but I don't know. A lot of racing, a lot of cars, dude. Like, you know, it's going to be difficult going back to the field now, just speeding in bits. But look, that's part of it. It's a bit of fun. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know, but thanks to the guys at Williamsburg Contracting and Golden Shenco and Chad Lancaster at N Sea as well for what they do for the league as well. I don't often get up here, but when I do, gotta thank those guys for what they do to the league, and the drivers, man. I've said that to you before. The drivers make the league. If you don't have drivers, because drivers are the backbone of the league. If you don't have drivers, you'd have no league. So big thanks to all the drivers participating every Sunday.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we appreciate you back out there on the racetrack and racing here at the front of the field. Al, congratulations on winning stage number 2 here this evening, and hopefully more and more trips up here into the broadcast booth throughout the rest of this season.
Hope so, dude. Thanks very much. Talk soon, dude.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Al Reed. As Al Reed coming home there in the top spot to finish off stage number 2 here. Now, hopefully he's not too upset with me. I don't know if it was my mistake pulling him in before that pit stop, but we run out of time here in a quick hurry between these pit stops and being able to bring these drivers up here for in-race interviews. And I believe he ended up with a speeding on pit road penalty right there. So he's going to be restarting all the way back here in the 20th position. So I do apologize, Al, if you're rewatching this, brother. That was not my intentions. I did not want to see that happen. I figured you'd be able to handle the interview and not have any issues down pit road getting into your box or anything else. But Al Reed with that penalty will start back here deeper in the field as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here this evening as our final stage about to get underway here for the beautiful Outcast Racing League. Shenco Custom Diecast, Williamsburg Contracting, N Sea NSB Cup Series here this evening as these drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to go back to battle. As out in front, the 9 rider Tyler Humphrey, the 00 Colton Manich 1 and 2 here at the front of the field, getting ready for this restart. They got Robert Tuiscu, Kevin Kazar, Casey Gross. Our top 5 here on the speedway is down through the Geico restart zone. Tyler Humphrey back onto the left pedal as he leads us down and across the line here at Auto Club Speedway. So Tyler Humphrey out in front here leading the way as Colton Manich back there in second, going to try to hunt him down here into quarter number 1. Nice and easy through 1 and out of quarter number 2. Now the big thing is do we see more caution flags here throughout the rest of this race, or do we see these drivers have a big long green flag race? When you look down this back straightaway, you see these drivers 2, 3, 4 wide here deeper through the field. You kind of imagine we're going to see a couple more caution flags potentially out there on the racetrack, but we could see these guys go clean and green down to the checkered flag, and then that's where it's going to become a big big issue. You now got to work on not only saving your equipment, saving your tires, but then you got to worry about a green flag pit stop headed down pit side, making sure you don't speed, don't have those issues down on pit road, and hoping that you can put yourself into the best position possible here if that happens. And when you come down pit side, do you come down a little earlier? Do you come down a little later? Do you try to pick up ground later in the race, or do you try to gain ground by leapfrogging drivers with a fresh set of tires a little bit sooner than everybody else does? There's so many questions, so many different things going into these drivers and the crew chief's calculators to see what they can do or what they have to do to try to keep themselves in contention for tonight's race win. We did see Chad Lancaster get up into the outside fence there a little bit down the back straightaway. We did see that number 12 ride of Josh Bromfield get very loose down low there as the poor boy number 12 ride slides all the way back now to the 22nd position here as Adolfo Castillo there in the 31. Unfortunately, still multiple laps down here for that 31 machine, and same with the 8 ride of Lance Brantlinger. But they're out there on the racetrack. If anything happens, drivers unfortunately don't get a finish out this race. They can try to leapfrog them, gain a little bit of points here and there. Drivers that were part of our championship, they know that every single point matters when you're trying to pick up a championship position here. If you want to put yourself into the playoffs, you got to be able to grind out these races. Keep yourself out there on the racetrack. Keep running laps, even if you are 10, 7, 13 laps down. It doesn't matter. You got to be out there on the speedway. Not only are you learning and kind of figuring out maybe a little bit more with the racetrack or the race car, the setup or anything else, but you're going to have the potential of gaining yourself that, sometimes 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe 10 positions as other drivers may be down pit side after you go down pit road. So different strategies, different runs for these drivers, trying to make sure that they get everything they can here right out of the get-go. As out in front, Tyler Humphrey leads the way, but here comes Colton Manage down to his inside as we do see the caution flag fly. Caution flag going to come back out here, and this one is deeper in the field. See a few drivers coming together here. This one deeper in the pack. I do believe it was the number 12 of Bromfield. A few other drivers running into issues here as well. Now, I'm not sure if this started in front of them. Yes, it did. So let's take a look here. A little farther forward here, as I do believe that was potentially Kurt Sponsler, the 49 ride, the 3 Al Reed right there as well, the 52. Also kind of getting collected in this one, but you see Chris Muse in the black car sliding around here a little bit, down into corner number, or down across the start-finish line. He makes contact there with Lancaster. They both slide up the racetrack, the 52 trying to avoid him. Al Reed nowhere to go. He gets a piece of that one. The 49 hard into this as well. And a big one down the front straightaway, down across the start-finish line. Heavy damage there for that 52 ride of Shasby is a ton of carnage right there, ton of damage there for those drivers. That's exactly what we were talking about. If these drivers are down pit road for an extended period of time, this could open up the door here for a lot of these drivers to be able to make some moves and maybe put themselves up a couple extra spots out there on the racetrack. As we get another look at it here, as Chris Muse just, not sure, maybe gets a little contact right here. Him in the 0-2 right there. It gets the 99 super loose. He's trying to correct it. Unfortunately, comes back into that 0-2 ride, and then it creates this mayhem down the front straightaway. A lot of drivers running into issues right there. A lot of drivers having some tough hits out there on the racetrack, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments. As, man, bunch of good cars tore up right there, man. There was not a lot of drivers back here deeper in the field that made it through that without any issues here. Even, I do believe, Bromfield getting some good contact here, as well as the 12 ride down onto the apron here. Him and the 16 make contact, then I believe he makes hard contact with that inside fence right there. The 49 is Sponsler into that inside wall as well. So a lot of different drivers getting tore up here at Auto Club Speedway, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Timely caution flag, as that's going to keep the must-love Poodles number 9 rider Tyler Humphrey out in front of the field. Colton Manage there in second. Then we see David Duran Jr., Casey Gross, Caleb McKinney, our top 5 here on the Speedway. Robert Tuisku back there in position number 6 with Anthony Garland, Jameson Heath, CJ Jeffries, and Kevin Kazar rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack. Mike Killingbeck there in position number 11 with Johnny Thunders right there behind him. James Garland, Josh Bromfield, and the number 15 of Cameron Combs rounding out our top 15 here on the Speedway. Then Dean Shasby, Wayne Garland, Al Reed, Gary Wright, Chris Muse, Chad Lancaster, Kurt Sponsler, Adolfo Castillo, and Lance Brantling are bringing up the rear of the field here this evening as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to play our Outcast Racing League promo video, and we want to give another huge shout out there. All of the music here in this promo video was done by Midland Struggler, an absolutely amazing new talented artist over on Spotify. His link is in the description if you guys want to hear some more music brought to you by Midland Struggler here this evening. But we're going to give you a taste of all his instrumentals and what he can do here in our Outcast Racing League promo video. Alrighty, is down the front straightaway and back into the Geico restart zone. We will go back to Green Flag Racing here in the Outcast Racing League. Less than 50 laps of racing action here for all these drivers to kind of duel it out and battle it out here for the first win of the season. Now, being that driver to pick up the first win of a brand new season, be able to lock yourself into the playoffs right out of the get-go is a big power move, and each and every one of these drivers want to find themselves up here in victory lane, but only one driver can pick up the win here in our opening race. And right now, Colton Manage, who's able to take that race lead away from Tyler Humphrey, looking to try to put this Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast number 00 ride into victory lane here this evening as you see the 51 of David Durant Jr. now back there behind him as Tyler Humphrey slides back to third, but looking down low on the 51, trying to work himself back up into that second spot on the Speedway. A good run so far as well for Casey Gross as the Quantum number 77 ride, the Quantum Motorsports ride. They're in position number 4 as the 76 of Caleb McKinney down to his inside. Jameson Heath, our first stage winner of the evening here in the Chrome number 24 ride, rolling there in the 6th position. Then we see Anthony Garland there in position number 7. Robert Tuiscu there in position number 8. CJ Jeffries in the Williamsburg Contracting JRC Race Cars number 19 right there in 9th in the Lawrence Tech number 70 of Mike Killingbeck rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. So Killingbeck trying to work himself up and through the field here. Cameron Combs right there as well. More drivers trying to work themselves up and back through the traffic here. You see Johnny Thunders right here in the Shenco Custom Diecast number 60 ride, trying to work himself around the 28 of Kevin Kazar. You see Chris Muse and Chad Lancaster right here as well, trying to work themselves up and through the pack as they got the 49 of Sponsler, the 52 of Shaseby, and that 3 rider Al Reed all around them here. And you see a couple of our drivers that are unfortunately multiple laps down here of Adolfo Castillo and the 8 rider Lance Brantlinger. A tough break for both of those drivers early in this race. And we do see Josh Bromfield now a lap or multiple laps down back here in position number 22 on the Speedway. Hoping for some caution flags, hoping to try to get himself back onto the lead lap, as I do believe he is 2 laps down as our first car 1 lap down out there on the racetrack. Is this number 49, the Elite Sim Racing NOS Energy Drink Peacemaker Gaming ride of Kurt Sponsler out there on the Speedway? I want to give a huge shout out as well to Kurt Sponsler in that 49. He was the master man behind that promo video here for the Outcast Racing League. He was the one that did all the editing, got all the footage, and got the logos and everything on there. Made a fantastic video working well together with Midland Struggler there in making that promo video. So a huge shout out there to the 49 ride, and a huge shout out again to Midland Struggler for coming together and making that promo video as fresh as it could possibly be. Absolutely a beautiful, beautiful promo there. As out in front, it's Colton Manich who continues to lead the way here at Auto Club Speedway. The 77 of Casey Groats back up into position number 2. Here's a little contact back there behind him as here comes Jameson Heath. Heath working himself now up into position number 3 here on the Speedway as he rolls around the 9 ride of Tyler Humphrey. Humphrey, the must-love Poodles number 9 machine, slides back to position number 4 and looking for more, but here comes Anthony Garland. He sees that door open. He's going to take a big run down to the inside of the 9 ride and looks to put himself up into that 4th position here on the Speedway. Anthony started all the way back in about the 21st position here this evening, now up 17 spots. He's currently the hard charger out there on the racetrack, and the 81 ride is not done yet as he is right there on the back bumper of the 24 ride of Jameson Heath. Well, they're all chasing down Colton Manich. As Manich at the front of the field, he continues to lead the way here in this one. Gross, Heath, Garland, Humphrey try to hunt him down out there on the Speedway as these drivers putting on one heck of a show here for us. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys enjoyed the racing action so far here this evening, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As man, oh man, oh man, these guys are putting on a great battle for us, lap after lap after lap, as these guys battling door to door out here on the Speedway, anywhere out there on the racetrack, man. These guys are battling hard up and inside the top 5. We see door-to-door action, drivers continuously moving forward, backwards out there on the track is Humphrey back into 4th. David Moran Jr. now there in 5th as you see Anthony Garland slide back now to the 7th position in a quick hurry as there goes Cameron Combs around the name at Rockstar Energy number 15 ride. Here comes the Overkins number 76 of Caleb McKinney down low in the 19 to CJ Jeffries. Our top 10 being rounded out here is the 60 and the 70 ride battle door to door here for that 10th position. It's going to be Mike Killingback who will stay there in that 10th spot. Got that 60 of Johnny Thunders, Robert Tuiscu right there behind him, the 84 of Wayne Garland, the 3 rider Al Reed back here in the 14th position, and the 28 of Kevin Kazar rounding out our top 15. Dean Shaseby, Chris Muse, James Garland, Chad Lancaster, Gary Wright, our top 20 here on the Speedway. As right now Gary Wright, the last driver on the lead lap, is Kurt Sponsler, the first car 1 lap down out there on the racetrack. Josh Bromfield a couple laps down back here in 22nd, and then about 3 laps down for the 31 of Adolfo Castillo. And oh, we see another caution flag, contact down the front straightaway. They pile up again. The 81 Anthony Garland collected in this one. You see Johnny Thunders, Mike Killingback all in this as well. So the caution flag gonna come back out here again this evening. Down across the start-finish line, our flag man getting a great look at it. We'll take another look here. Looks like it starts. 15 ride, the 81, they make some contact down the racetrack. You see the 19 ride of CJ Jeffries also getting collected in this one. The 8 ride Lance Brantley are getting contact into that. The 3 Al Reed hard up into the outside fence as well. as somehow or another, I think the 15 ride got out of that with the least amount of damage here. Let's take another look at it, see how this one kind of all played out as everyone else piling in there, everyone else getting wrecked here on the front straightaway. We'll play this back. Watch the 81 ride here as they make contact. They come down the racetrack. He comes down over the nose of the 19 ride. CJ Jeffries. This sends the 15 and the 19 down into the grass here. Then all of a sudden, this 81 is just going to kind of, just all the momentum, the way that the wings are up on the back end of that car, and just honestly throws this car right back up the racetrack and into the racing groove here. And you look at Mike Killingbeck, nowhere for him to go. See the 6 ride getting just through there, but the 8 going to get a piece of that one as well, and we see more drivers unfortunately piling into this. That's Al Reed hard up into the outside fence. The Shenco custom diecast number 60 ride of Johnny Thunder's getting some pretty good contact in there as well, and a bunch of tore up race cars down here on the front straightaway. Things got crazy here in a quick hurry, and unfortunately a lot of drivers getting tore up out there on the racetrack. Oh, man, heavy hits here for a lot of these competitors, man. Heavy contact, enough that this could probably take a lot of these drivers out of this race. We do see the 28 ride also getting some damage there as well, as Kevin Kazar gets in there, gets a big piece of the back end of the 70 ride of Mike Killingbeck. See if we can take another look at it here. See if we can jump on board with this number 81 ride of Anthony Garland, as this is where the contacts initially made that gets this started, as the 81 working to the inside of that 15. There's been contact right there at a corner number 4, and that's all she wrote for a lot of these drivers. And man, heavy contact a couple times there for Anthony, for Mike Killingbeck, Al Reed. A lot of these guys getting absolutely destroyed here. A lot of them down pit side, still getting repairs. Then you see Chris Muse down pit road. You see Adolfo Castillo coming back down here as well. Anthony Garland back out there after getting his quick repair. The 13 ride with a little damage, but we do see Killingbeck back out there. He's got his quick repair used up. I do believe a lot of these other drivers using up their quick repairs in this one as well. So luckily enough, they still had those in their back pocket, but to mix things up here, especially towards the front of the field, as Jameson Heath out in front. Robert Tuiscu is now going to be in position number 2 with Colton Manish back there in 3rd. Casey Gross, Dean Shakespeare, Tyler Humphrey, Caleb McKinney, Cameron Combs, Chad Lancaster, and Gary Wright are top 10 here on the Speedway, getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. See that 28 right of Kevin Kazar. He's going to work himself through there. He's actually going to start here in that 10th position, as Wright, Lancaster, Jeffries, Killingbeck, Garland, all right there as well. All of them, unfortunately, running into some tough issues here in this one. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a ride along here with this 81 ride as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Anthony will be starting deeper in the field here, but we do got the driver cam here for this number 81 ride. See if we can get a good look in here and on board with this number 81. You get a great look there of his car and of his gaming room here. You see all the diecasts, you see all the amazing memorabilia that he's got hanging out and around here in his setup. You can see the hands, you can see him locked in to the simulator and ready to rock and roll here for another big restart. But now, you gotta be a little bit more cautious. If you get tied up in another big wreck like that, your night may be over in a quick hurry as we end up going back to Green Flag Racing. We'll watch this 81 go up and through the gears and back to full Soggenburg here this evening as the N Sea NSB Shenco Custom Diecast 4-Boy Motorsports number 81 sends it down into quarter number 1. All the different lines that these drivers are using here, different grooves, different lines, drivers throwing blocks, drivers trying to move up and down the speedway here, and then a little bit of drafting basically down the back straightaway here. Big, long back straightaway, and we see a lot of pushing and shoving and a lot of aerodynamics making a huge factor here in this race. So once your car starts to get a little damage, the front nose gets busted up, or you get some winged, things out there on the racetrack, it can really affect the drive of that car. You see that 81 get very loose there at a corner number 4, but right now Anthony doing a great job out here on the speedway. And we want to give a huge shout out here to all the drivers here See a lot of drivers coming in with their webcams on the evening. Get a great look at all of them right there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for all of these competitors, giving us a good show, but we do see some contact back out here on the racetrack. Caution flag going to come back out as down the back straightaway. More bouncing around here, more cautions inbound as caution flag going to come back out here in this one. Not sure who it was. It looked like a red car or something that got collected in this one. Not sure who that was. Somebody unfortunately going around down the back straightaway here. It's the 52 ride going around. Dean Shasby. Where is Dean here on our scoreboard? There's that 52 ride. Let's play this back, take another look at it as the caution flag going to come back out. Looks like some contact up here inside the top 10 as Dean Shasby was making a good rebound, a good race here late in this one. Down low, just washes up the racetrack here ever so slightly. He's going to get up and into Tyler Humphreys. The Must Love Poodles ride, nowhere to go here. Get some contact there as well as the 76 ride. McKinney right there in the thick of things. And unfortunately, they come off the quarter. The 9 ride loses the 76 on his back bumper. Kind of 3 wide right there. They get tied together, and all 3 of those drivers getting some pretty decent damage. The 9 ride, the 76, and this 52. As unfortunately for Dean Shasby pointing the wrong direction. See the 28 ride getting some damage into that one. And Al Reed getting in there as well. Hard into the back end of that 28 machine as the caution flag does come back out here in this one. See if we can get another look at this. As, yeah, see this 3 wide right here. So a big run for the 52 down low. The 76 finding some speed, gets some great drive off. Sees a hole right here. I'm not sure if he's trying to bump draft with the 9 ride. Unfortunately, just doesn't time it right. Hits him more in that left rear quarter panel. That gets the 9 loose, and then he comes down trying to avoid the 9 ride and gets a piece of the 52, and that's how this kind of gets started here on the racetrack as Dean Shasby goes around. Nowhere to go here for a couple of our drivers. 28 right head on into him, then watch Al Reed right here directly into the back end of that 28 ride. Heavy damage again there for Al Reed. He has not had any luck since picking up the win in stage number 2. The luck for this number 3 machine has been non-existent, and he's been tied up in a couple different issues here since that green flag pit stop. Since joining me up here in the broadcast booth, so it's the C's part here. He doesn't know what's happened in front of him. You see all those drivers kind of separate right there, and all of a sudden the 52 and 28 parked right there in front of him. And pretty good damage there for him as we'll get him ready to rock and roll here once again. We'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go as the 24 ride of Jameson Heath out in front, leading the way still here in this one. Heath out in front with Cole Manich there in position number 2. Robert Tuiscu back there in 3rd with Casey Gross. Cameron Combs, our top 5 here on the Speedway. Chad Lancaster, CJ Jeffries, Kevin Kazar, Mike Killingbeck, and Anthony Garland, our top 10 here on the Speedway as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here this evening as Williams James 00 coming in, showing the love over there on Twitch. Says, yo, man, what's up? What's up, Williams? Williams coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Is it William James or is it James Williams? Williams James 00. I love it. I love it. Coming in, show the big love here in this one. First time chatter as well. Says, yo, man, as he says, I'm fine. And you, man, I am always doing good when we're up here in the broadcast booth. It's, yeah, it's good to meet you as well, brother. Good to meet you as well. Coming in, showing the love here in this one as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here with the Outcast Racing League, powered by Williamsburg Contracting and Shenco Custom Diecast. As these drivers ready to duke it out as down across the line, we'll see the green flag fly here with 80 laps up on the board. So lap 80 will be the next lap that these drivers will compete on for green flag racing, meaning that we have a 30 lap Sunday night shootout here to finish off our first race of season number 8. So 30 lap shootout here. Who's got the gas in the tank? Who's got the extra set of tires in their back pocket? Who's got the ability to put themselves up here into victory lane? And race number 1 of season number 8 is Crystal. Jeffries coming in, says, come on, CJ, mama got your back, is cheered on for boy out there on the speedway. CJ Jeffries currently scored in that 7th position, getting ready for a big restart here, trying to jump up and join his teammate at the front of the field as the Williamsburg Contracting 00 ride, looking to try to knock this 24 at Jameson Heath out of the top spot, is down through the Geico restart. So we go back to green flag racing here with the Outcast Racing League live from Auto Club Speedway. Jameson Heath at the front of the field, a big restart going to lead us down into corner number 1. Here comes Colton Manich down low, looking for a big run out of that 00 ride as he's looking to try to hunt down our race leader, Jameson Heath. A good run all evening long as we do see more contact and another caution flag down the back straightaway. Cautions breeding cautions, and we see Johnny Thunders. And I do believe that's Caleb McKinney getting tied up in this one. The 8 ride as well, our past champion, our season 7 champ last season, getting collected in this one. No luck still for Lance Brantlinger, but we do see this caution flag come back out. Take a look and see what happens as Caleb quite a bit closer to the front of the field here. Him and Wayne Garland, not Wayne Garland, the 60 ride of Johnny Thunders. Running good here. Just looks like Johnny gets out of the corner just with not a lot of speed here. The 76. He's on it here. He hits it very, very good out of corner number 2. The 60 ride gets a little bit loose here. See that rear end kind of step out on him ever so slightly, and as he does, he's getting no forward momentum. Loses a lot of drive off the corner. The 76 gets right there to his back bumper, makes that contact with that 60 ride. Unfortunately for the Shenco Custom Diecast Quantum Motorsports number 60 machine, he's going to go around. Obviously some pretty good contact there as well for the Overton's number 76 in the 8 ride of Lance Brantlinger. Going to spin his car around just to avoid the contact there in the 8 machine, as a couple cars going around down out of corner number 2, and we will go right back to the caution flag here this evening. So a tough break for these drivers as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Now we do see some more pit strategy here coming out of some of these drivers coming back down pit road. We do see Casey Gross, Chad Lancaster, Anthony Garland, Tyler Humphrey, Dean Shaseby, all headed down pit side with Chris Muse, Johnny Thunders, and Gary Wright as well. So maybe some interesting calls here. See if drivers have some extra tires behind pit wall. Maybe they put them on now and hope to stay clean and green for the rest of this race and maybe try to race their way up and into victory lane, especially if we do not see another caution flag here on the rest of the evening. So it's going to be wild to see how this one is going to play out, as we'll be right back here after this message from our sponsors over at N Sea NSB. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one, the late stages of our opening race here for the Outcast Racing League, as we'll get ready for another big restart. Jameson Heath out in front as DC camera cheering him on, says go 24, keep this up, you're cooking out there. He is definitely cooking, and he's looking to try to make us a little victory lane burnout here later on in this evening. As a great restart there for the the 24 ride. Back onto the lap pedal here at Auto Club Speedway. Jameson Heath out in front as Colton managed. Cameron Gomes there in second and third. Now, we'll have to wait and see how the different pit strategies are going to play off for some of these drivers. You do see Cameron Gomes with a big power move down low here. He's going to pull up door to door with Jameson Heath down the back straightaway as everyone jostling around the racetrack trying to work themselves towards the front of the field. Heath continuing to lead the way, but down low, the 15 right with a big run. He's going to wash up the racetrack here. Heath looking to try to stay to his outside, not giving the outside lane. A little side draft, and Jameson Heath will stay at the front of the field. So Heath out in front as the 15, and Cameron Combs there in second. Colton Manich back in third. David Duran Jr., Mike Killingback, Robert Duiscu, CJ Jeffries, Kevin Kazar, James Garland and Tyler Humphrey are top 10 here on the speedways. There you see Caleb McKinney, Al Reed, Casey Gross, Josh Bromfield, and we do see one driver into the outside fence. It's the 15 of Cameron Combs. Oh, and Alfredo. Hard contact there into him. No caution flag here. No caution flag as, man, unfortunate break right here for Cameron Combs. He was battling at the front of the field. We'll have to play this one back and see what happens here to the 15 as they were 3 wide here coming out of corner number 2. Look at this run that this 15 ride gets right up against the outside fence. Ends up finding a hole to the outside of the 24. That's going to get the 24 ride a little bit loose here as he doesn't have room on drive off and corner exit here. Makes a little contact with that 15 ride. Comes back down the racetrack and you see the 15 trying to keep that car out of trouble, unfortunately, and losing it there and up into the outside fence. Heavy damage there, heavy contact for him, and the rest of the field driving right on by him. And then you'll see this number 31 of Adolfo Castillo, the Peacemaker Gaming multicolored ride, comes right in there and pile drives the back end of that 15 machine, creating even more contact and carnage there for that number 15 machine. And a tough break there for a lot of those drivers as unfortunately no caution flag. We stay clean and green as they find themselves down pit side. Out in front though, able to take this race lead away, it's the 51 of David Duran Jr. now to the front of the field as Colton Manich rolls there in position number 2. Jameson Heath there in third, and then we see CJ Jeffries there in position number 4. Mike Killingback back up inside the top 5 here is Killingback there in the 5th position. We see Robert Tuiscu, Caleb McKinney, Tyler Humphrey, Casey Gross, and Al Reed rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. As we get closer and closer to the checkered flag as only 23 more laps left to go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume as we're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver this evening. ready, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Give it up for all these drivers. A beautiful crank it up session right there, giving us the sights and sounds around Auto Club Speedway. As out in front, taking the race lead away from Casey Gross, it's the 9 ride of Tyler Humphrey. Late in this race, he will find himself up and in the top spot, but here comes a big run and a big shove to the back bumper of Casey Gross, pushing him back to the front of the field. So Casey Gross in the 9 ride of Tyler Humphrey duking it out here at the front of the field. Throw Chris Muse in the 99 ride and that number 81 of Anthony Garland right there into the mix here at the front of the field. As green flag pit stops were underway there during our crank it up session, we saw a lot of drivers come down pit road. Now I'm not sure if everyone else is going to have to make green flag pit stops or not. Will that become an issue for some more of these drivers? We do see Casey Gross headed down pit road here himself. Here comes the 60 ride of Johnny Thunders as well. So maybe pitting a little bit later may be able to stretch that little bit of gas out a little farther here, but that short pitting may end up putting this number 00 ride of Colton Manich at the front of the field here, as Colton Manich is currently the car that's out in front here that's already made a green flag pit stop. The 76 of Kilton McKinney back there behind him may end up in position number 2, and Jameson Heath may be our third place driver here on the speedway after green flag stops come to a conclusion here this evening. But right now it's Chris Muse at the front of the field, and only 10 more laps left to go. 9 more laps that time by the start finish line. So things are getting racy here late in this one. And now do we see this race go clean and green the rest of the way? Do we see a caution flag before that? Do we see one of those drivers that have already came down pit side, maybe got fresh tires onto their ride, make it back up here to the front of the field? Or do we see one of these drivers that are still out here and yet to come down pit road? Do they have enough gas to hit the end of this race? We saw some drivers make pit stops here during our last caution flag, getting probably some extra fuel and tires onto their ride, and they may be a part of these drivers duking it out right here. And if they do not have to make another pit stop, it could be a huge benefit for them, as they are going to be able to keep a lot of drivers back there behind them with that pit strategy and being able to maybe put themselves into a winning position here. Chris Muse right now out in front, the 19 ride right there. CJ Jeffries, he's actually going to race and put himself back onto the lead lap. Same with that 51 ride of David Duran Jr. That shows you the difference here of new tires to old tires out there on the racetrack, as the 19 and the 51 ride will work themselves up and around our race leader, Chris Muse. Muse still out in front, leading the way here, but here comes Anthony Garland and that 9 ride of Tyler Humphrey. But here comes the fast track Outcast Racing League number 99 ride down pit road. He came in with a whole head of steam right there. I'm not sure if he got down to pit road speed or not, as that's one thing you're going to have to be careful of. Not getting a pit road speeding penalty here this evening, especially late in this race where you have no time to rebound, no time to try to gather things back up and put yourself maybe back into contention in this race. As right now Anthony Garland now leading the way here this evening. So Garland out in front, Tyler Humphrey there in second, Chad Lancaster back here in position number 3. All have yet to make green flag pit stops here this evening, as Chris Muse still down pit road. Dean Shasby gonna roll around him. The 52 ride now up into position number 4. But here comes our race leaders. Anthony Garland, Tyler Humphrey, both coming down pit road. Chad Lancaster gonna stay out, not coming down pit side this time. So the 02 ride gonna stay out for at least another lap here, with 6 laps left to go. Has he been saving? Has this 02 ride been able to save enough fuel to maybe get himself to this checkered flag? He's got himself a big advantage between himself and our first car that's made green flag pit stops, being the number 76 of Caleb McKinney. So it's going to be wild to see if that number 76 ride can hunt down the 02 ride, or if Lancaster can keep himself out there on the speedway. But he's down onto the apron here, so it does look like he's going to come down pit side. So that late race pit strategy may not be working out here for a lot of those drivers, as he will go back here and give up a lot of time to those drivers that came down pit road a little bit earlier. They were able to short pit this 02 ride, as he's actually going to go across the line there. He will lead another lap down pit side, but out in front front. This is going to be the battle for the race lead right here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This fight is not over yet. As down the front straightaway across the line, they will make the move around Chad Lancaster. So Lancaster will go back here behind them, but it's Colton Manage who leads the way with Caleb McKinney. They're in position number 2 in only 4 more laps of racing action here this evening. 5 more laps, here of racing action this evening. So they've just got that big high five from our flagman. And that is the difference between first and second. It's only a couple inches between them here for Colton Manage and Caleb McKinney in our opening race of the Outcast Racing League. Season number 8 opener. Jameson Heath about a second and a half back here in position number 3. Then Mike Killing back there in 4th. David Duran Jr. back there in 5th. CJ Jeffries, Anthony Garland, Tyler Humphrey, Chad Lancaster, and Josh Bromfield are top 10 here on the Speedway. But you see this battle at the front of the field continue to heat up with 4 more laps left to go. The Overtons, number 76 of Caleb McKinney, gonna jump into the top spot here. He moves around the Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast, 00 of Colton Manage. Manage back there to position number 2. Can he figure out a way to hunt back down this 76 ride and try to take this win back away from Caleb McKinney? Can McKinney hold him off here as down across the line? They see 3 more laps of racing action here this evening. 3 more laps for these drivers to duke it out here at Auto Club Speedway for our opening race of the Outcast Racing League here tonight. On this beautiful Sunday afternoon, these drivers have treated us to an absolutely amazing show. A lot of different leaders, a lot of back and forth, a little bit of carnage and a little bit of chaos out there on the Speedway, but it's going to come right down to the wire here as Caleb McKinney, 0.2 of a second down into corner number 3 in front of that 00 Colton Manage in our sponsorship ride out there on the racetrack. Showing off the Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast 00 ride here in that second spot. He was hoping to make this season a memorable one and get that car into victory lane here in race number 1, but he's got to try to figure out a way to get around this 76 ride of Caleb McKinney. McKinney trying to get things off on the right foot and put himself up here into victory lane and punch himself a ticket straight through to our playoffs here in the Outcast Racing League. As everyone hunting down this 76 ride, Caleb McKinney not only looking through that rear view mirror, hoping that he does not see that 00 ride track him down, but hoping not to see a caution flag here on the rest of this evening as down the front straightaway and across the line we will see the white flag fly. So the next flag will end it no matter what for the 76 ride of Caleb McKinney as he drives it in deep into corner number 1. The 76 ride with almost 0.6 of a second now between himself and Colton Manage. He was able to get that race lead and now running away here with this one. He does have some lap traffic here in front of him, but I don't think the 52 ride will become an issue for our race leader. Is down for the final time into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. We will kick off the Outcast Racing League season number 8 with a bang as the 76 of Caleb McKinney will pull himself into victory lane as he heads down across the line and gets the checkered flag here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for the 76 of Caleb McKinney as he picks up the win and pulls this 76 ride into victory lane here at Auto Club Speedway. Our season opener of the Outcast Racing League season number 8 coming to a conclusion here as, oh man, what a run and what a drive here as this evening was powered by Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast, N Sea NSB. All these amazing drivers, all the amazing admin crew over there at Outcast Racing League making this all happen, and a huge shout out going to our race winner Caleb McKinney as he's going to pull off to the front straightaway and he's going to get ready to burn it down. He tries to knock the wall down here, sends it down through the grass here on the front straightaway and going to make some more contact there with the inside fence, but he is absolutely pumped. He is overexcited, picking up the checkered flag here in our season opener, man. What a run, what a race here by these drivers, man. Colton Manch having a great run, coming home in second. Jameson Heath, a very fast car all evening long, coming home there in third. Then David Duran Jr. and CJ Jeffries rounding out our top 5 here on the evening, man. We saw a lot of great drivers at the front of the field, a lot of good drivers leading laps, but the last lap that mattered was the final lap, and Caleb McKinney was the first car across the start finish line, and he's able to pick up the checkered flag here this evening. We'll get ready now to pull our top 3 up into the broadcast booth for some post-race interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner, Caleb McKinney, as we're going to pull him up into the Peacemaker Gaming broadcast booth right now. Hey, Caleb, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Caleb, man, what a run, what a race, man. Take us back through this one. A lot of back and forth, a lot of caution flags, a lot of carnage out there on the speedway, but all evening long, seemed like you were able to keep yourself fairly clean out there on the speedway and hitting some perfect pit stops here late in this race to put yourself out there on the racetrack, battling with the 00 at a Colton Manich for the win here this evening, and you're able to take the lead away from him there with about 4 laps left to go, and from that point on, you pull away from him and pull yourself up here into victory lane, man. Take us back through this race, and what's going through your mind right now as you're able to pick up the first win of season number 8 here on the Outcast Racing League?
So for the start of the race, I started 11th, and my goal was to save my tires as much as I can for the long run basis of this race. And well, that worked. It did until I got into a few wrecks during the middle of this race, and it set me back, but I got back up there and saved the best tires to win.
Absolutely. Having the best tires, having the quickest car late in the race, paying dividends here for you in this one, but you had to be there in close proximity to those race leaders for those final pit stops to be able to give yourself a look at this win here this evening. And I mean, when you look back here through the field, there's a lot of stiff competition, a lot of very fast cats back there behind you that you had to deal with all evening long. And, you know, throughout this race, did you think you had that strategy? Did you think you had it in you to pull yourself up here into victory lane, or did you think it was going to be too tough here this evening to try to knock, you know, Colton Manich, Jameson Heath, David Duran Jr. out of the winner's circle here this evening?
Ooh, it was tough. It really was. I thought I couldn't do it, but I got it done. So.
Absolutely. You definitely get it done, and you pull yourself up here into the Auto Club Speedway victory lane. Caleb, who would you like to thank for such a great race and strong performance here in our season opener?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Dominic Barbagallo for this amazing Overton's Ford Mustang paint scheme. And I'd like to thank my dad for watching, and that's it.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a great run and a great race here for you as you pull yourself up into victory lane. You automatically lock yourself into the playoffs here, so you get a little bit of weight off your shoulders already here in the season. But now you can go out there, try to chase down, you know, extra points throughout stage wins and extra points for more race wins. And after tonight's performance, I'm sure we'll see you more and more this season up here in the broadcast booth. Caleb, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the great run, and we can't wait to see you back out there next week.
Thank you, man. Take care.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane.
I'll try not to.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Caleb McKinney, picking up the win here this evening, man. What a run and what a race. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button on the broadcast, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button if you guys enjoyed the racing action here this evening as Mid-South Cup Series coming in says, Jameson, go get the birthday dub number 24. We may have to talk to Jameson about this being his birthday as well. Coming home still with a very solid top 3. Not quite the dub, but being able to get that top 3, definitely a little bit of a birthday gift right there for him as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 00 Colton Manich. His Manich coming home here in position number 2. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth.
Really
hey,
bad.
Colton, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Cool, man. A great run and a great race here. pretty much all evening long. We saw also you lead some laps early in this race. Then all of a sudden, a little bit of different pitch strategy kind of gets you into the middle of the pack, and then all of a sudden you get tied up in a couple of wrecks. You end up a lap or two down. You have to get some waiver rounds. You finally get back onto the lead lap, and then you battle your way back towards the front of the field. And here late in this race, ready to make those moves, come down pit road. You come out and you got to battle with that 76 ride of Caleb McKinney for quite a few laps, just hoping that everybody else had to come down pit side to duke it out between the two of you. And unfortunately, here in this one, he was able to get the upper hand on you there, and with only a couple laps left in this race, as you pull yourself in here for a solid second place run, man. Take us back through this, take us back through the night, and what you were thinking when you were down a couple laps out there on the racetrack, and then that battle between you and the 76 late in this one.
Yeah, man. So early in the race, it's kind of crazy. We definitely had good speed, and I wanted to go ahead and pit just to make sure that I could make it to the end of the stage, because I wasn't sure that I had saved enough in the front end of that run. And I'm not sure what happened on that restart, but the guys got jumbled up a little bit, and I can't remember who was in front of me. But I got into the rear bumper pretty good, and I didn't want to turn them. And then when I turned down, to go kind of shoot the middle, I guess I got wheel spin or something. I don't know, but it just took off on me. I mean, just flat out spun out, and I was like, "Damn, that's a rare mistake for me." Haven't done something like that for a long time. So, yeah. So the rest of the race, it was kind of just managing what I had. Had to come into the pits and lost a lap, and from there, I just tried to baby it. And another rookie mistake was when I did pit to correct all the damage, I accidentally took a set of tires. So I was actually down tires there towards the end of the race. So on that last run, I think it was myself and then David came out of nowhere on that one restart. And then so him and I were battling back and forth at the front end of that run. And I was very worried about saving tires. And then a couple lap cars, one lap car in particular, cost me a lot of time coming off of turn two, which was probably close to about a half a second, and that's where Caleb was able to really close that gap. And from there, it's at that point I'd already burned up that right front just a little bit too much late in that run, and I had to just kind of take what I could get, and second place was it. So I'm super happy with the second place. Great way to start the season, even though we didn't get any stage points, which I wish we would have, but I'll take the second for sure.
Absolutely. Being able to get the season off still on the right foot, a solid top two run, being able to gain, a decent amount of points here throughout the race, but no stage points, like you said, where those can come in and be a big factor when it comes down to our final points to get into the playoffs. But I'm sure without a doubt we're going to see that double zero ride up here in victory lane one of these nights and locking yourself into the playoffs that way. But you never know, so you want to be able to get as many points as possible each and every one of these races. And a tough one early on here for you, but you're able to rebound late in this race, bring it home in position number two. Is a beautiful looking paint scheme, beautiful looking ride here. And now, Cole, I know you as one of the Shenco guys being part of the league here and bringing in Williamsburg Contracting as well, man. Why don't you take us kind of through that and through some of the conversations there to partner up here and become an even bigger part of the amazing Outcast Racing League here this season.
Yeah, man, it's really special. Aaron, who runs Williamsburg Contracting, he's been a huge supporter of Shenco Custom Diecast really since we started. Back in the day, it was two of us that I started Shenco Custom Diecast with the help of a friend who, at the time, I didn't have Facebook, so he was helping me post everything and kind of got the ball rolling for me social media wise, and really got me drawn back into I need to get Facebook or something again to kind of market this stuff. And from there, I met Aaron, and we've just become super close friends, and it's such a cool deal, really, because he's a huge supporter of all forms of racing. Just the other week we were talking, and he's been on like 8 or 9 different series this year, even across the globe with Ryan Vargas racing in the Euro Series. And then today he brings home a top 3 with Carson Hosevar was running the Williamsburg Contracting helmet today. So it's just a super cool thing, man. And Aaron, I got to talking to him about this iRacing stuff last season. because before you would see me run nothing but Shenco stuff, and Aaron jumped on to help support me and actually became my primary sponsor, and and through that, it's just been such an awesome back and forth. He's just opened up a world of doors for me that I never thought would ever be imaginable, and then for him to be willing to come here and help with the sponsorship and these guys, it's huge. It's huge for ORL. Aaron and I talk about it, and it's, some of the stuff that we do is just crazy, especially with him. But to bring a NASCAR sponsor who's every week out there with Matt DiBenedetto, Carson Hocevar, Ryan Vargas, I mean, you name it, some of these big names, to bring them to ORL and to be part of this, man, it's so special, like in all aspects of it. I just can't thank Aaron and the guys enough at ORL, really, who allow us to just come in here and just support us from day one, and then to allow us to give back to the league and to help sponsor this thing and run our logos on the car. It's super special, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Absolutely, brother. I'm definitely proud to be a part of it here and watching the ORL League continue to grow more and more and more here, and seeing all the drivers like yourself and the rest here, all seeing motorsports team continue to grow more and more and more season after season after season here. And, this is just the beginning, brother. It's only going to get bigger and better from here on out. And, man, a great run here for you tonight in this one. Close to bringing it home in victory lane, which would have made it even more special, bringing that Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast 00 ride into victory lane here this evening in our season opener. But having to settle in for position number 2 on the night. Colton, who else would you like to thank here? Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great drive here all evening long?
Yeah, so like I said, I've already I said it, but I'll say it again. Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast, all of the supporters to both of us, means a lot to all of us. You yourself for these phenomenal races. It's a great product, and really what you do probably doesn't get near the credit that it should, because what you do and what you put out there is really what drew Shenco and Williamsburg to want to really throw some big support to this league, and obviously Anthony for doing what he does, and finding you and all the time that he takes to get us what we have every weekend, and all of the other admin. I mean, it's a huge deal, and these guys, week after week after week are working to put the best product out there. And I think, looking back at all of our race ones of each season, this was probably the best, cleanest race. Yeah, we had a little bit of hiccups here and there, but you got to expect that. But this was a great race. It was very clean, especially that final stage. A lot of fun. But yeah, everybody that's just a part of this league, and then the All Seen Motorsports guys who helped give me some guidance. It's a lot of people, but thank them all. Sure, I missed some of them.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Colton, a great run and a great drive here this evening. A solid second place run. I'm sure we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth more and more and more throughout this 8th season of the Outcast Racing League, and we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next week, and hopefully maybe one spot better and up here in victory lane yourself.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be here next week, so I'm going to leave it to my teammates. And just huge shout out to them. Great spotters, great teammates. They're super good group of guys, and I'm really excited to work with them this season. But so you won't see me next week, but you'll see me the week after.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we look forward to seeing you back out there in a couple weeks, and hopefully right back up here in the booth.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely appreciate you as well. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Colton Manich as Manich comes home in position number 2 here this evening. A great run and a great drive there for the 00 ride. Finds himself in that second spot, and coming home right there behind him in the 24 ride. You're in position number 3. It's Jameson Heath coming home in 3rd. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Jameson, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Jameson, brother, another trip up here into the booth after winning stage number 1. Things were looking very good here for you. A little bit of a rough go there through, bit of stage number 2 there, and through stage 3, kind of back and forth out there on the racetrack. Keeping yourself out of trouble, though. Keeping yourself pointed in the right direction here. And then some late race, green flag pit stops and everything else. And then you're trying to hunt down that 76 ride and the 00 Colton Manich late in this one. Unfortunately, just did not have that extra drive to get back into that fight for the win here this evening.
Yeah, I had got off strategy to try to get the tires on the final pit stop and just didn't have enough in that final run. Used up the tires too much, just couldn't catch them. But it is good. Good finish. First career podium in this league. Been feeling under the weather this weekend, and today is my birthday, so kind of got some birthday luck.
Absolutely, brother. Well, happy birthday. Coming in here, celebrating your birthday, enjoying your evening here with the Outcast Racing League. We thank you for doing that and wish you a very happy birthday here. Hope you feel better in a quick hurry. But Jameson, hopefully this good top 3 run, feels good for you as well. As not only did you come home here in that 3rd spot, but you're able to earn yourself quite a bit of stage points here, a little bit of playoff points there as well with that stage 1 win here on the evening. So a pretty solid performance, a pretty solid run to kick this season off. You got to be pretty happy with the performance out of that 24 ride.
Yeah, it felt good all day. Just kind of lost some track position at the end of stage 2. Just couldn't get back up there.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Jameson, who would you like to thank here for such a great run and strong performance here tonight?
Just this whole league, such a good league. It's well managed, and all the racers are very clean. And I did apologize to the 15. I did get into them on like lap 85 at the end of his day. So didn't really feel great about that, but everything this league does is amazing.
Absolutely, brother. A very amazing league, a lot of fun, a lot of great competition out there on the Speedway, and you guys showed it here tonight in our season opener. Jameson, welcome in, and to an exclusive group of drivers being able to be up here in the broadcast booth throughout the season and being able to get a solid podium run to start this one. And I'm sure after tonight's performance, we'll see you have more and more trips up here into the broadcast booth. And I'm sure without a doubt, one of these nights we'll see you up here in victory lane yourself. But we won't keep you up here too much longer. I know you're not feeling very well. You may want to lay down and take a little nap there after busting your butt out there for 110 laps of racing action. Jameson, congratulations again on that 3rd place run, and we can't wait to see you back out here next weekend.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Jameson Heath coming home there in position number 3. A huge congratulations to him and a happy birthday there to the young man there in the 24 ride as well. As Curtis McKinney Jr. coming in as well, says happy birthday, Jameson. Cheered on that Jameson ride as well. Also says number 76. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A solid win there for Caleb McKinney coming home in the top spot, picking up the dub here this evening in our first race of the season here for the Outcast Racing League, powered by Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast, and N Sea NSB. All these drivers, a huge congratulations to them, putting on a great show for us here in the season opener. Obviously not the run some drivers were hoping for, definitely the run other drivers were really hoping for here this evening. And I mean, we're going to get ready to see a absolutely an onslaught of amazing racing here in this league week after week after week, man. These guys are going to be putting on some amazing shows for us, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be exciting to see these guys battle out every single Sunday here for the next few months, and this 8th season going to be bigger, better, more awesome than any season beforehand. And it's going to be a ton of fun watching these drivers duke it out week after week after week up here in the broadcast booth. Now, I can't thank you guys enough as well. All the viewers coming in, showing the love here throughout the night as well. Everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares. I appreciate each and every single one of you coming in and showing the love here tonight in this one. And if you haven't already, please do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Drop a couple comments. Even if we're not live still, jump into that comment section. Leave a couple comments for us and tell us, what you thought of the broadcast, something maybe that we can do differently, something we can do more of or less of, or anything else there. If you guys got some ideas for videos or anything, let us know in that comment section, and we can see if we can make something happen here and everything else, as we always like to see, some good criticism, some decent criticism, constructive criticism in the comment section and everything else. But let us know. Make sure you hit the like button, drop those comments. hit that share button if you're feeling generous, and make sure, though, you hit that subscribe button or you hit that follow button. Become part of the Peacemaker family here this evening, and make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. Unfortunately, though, that is going to do it for us tonight in this one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We will be calling a night there on that note, but we got one more huge shout out here again late in this one. A shout out to our friend over on Spotify here, Mr. Midland Struggler, coming in, making the soundtrack for our Outcast Racing League promo video. Huge shout out there to Midland Struggler again. Make sure you guys check him out. The link is in the description here on YouTube and over on Facebook. If you read the description, it's down at the bottom. You can also find our Outcast Racing League website there as well. You can catch up on all the updates here for the Outcast Racing League over there on the website as well. So make sure you guys check out those links. Show some love here to Midland Struggler and show some love to the Outcast Racing League website. But I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in here all evening long, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.